Okay, so today we're going to be looking at some of the Floki updates. Haven't done one of these in ages. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's get started. And without further ado, I'm of course the most open-minded investor slash NFT artist on YouTube.
A diverse appetite for risky asset classes ranging between shopping centers and shitcoins, but not government bonds, creating contact-led, family-friendly, cookie-accepting, cat-free, technical and specialized tutorials and guidelines to harness the generational wealth transfer found in crypto trends. And last, as a believer of Jesus Christ and a fan of Gary and an extremely well-educated and multilingual Korean, but with hair naturally curly than the average Asian male and highly coveted by many moms and daughters, also known as Humble Kim.
And today we start with the update from Certic, which, as you all know, is one of the hottest audit companies for cryptocurrency, tokenomics, projects, games, and so on. It is the #1 authority when it comes to audits for real projects. Now, Certic has taken notice of the top watch gaming projects with Certic, and of course, Floki has made it in the charts alongside of the Sandbox and Meta Hero, which we know are absolutely mad projects. And so there is something really exciting to expect coming out of the involvement of Floki and its fundamentals. But more importantly, as we all know, Floki behaves more on a technical basis because that is how the coin is inevitably going to, live out its phenomenon as a, I guess, marketing-based coin, if you like. Although we do see much more utility coming into this space. Of course, it is always encouraging to see that Floki actually has quite a lot of followers on Twitter as well. But without further ado, let's actually jump straight into the Floki chart itself. We are now looking at Floki chart, which I like to see it on the gate.io chart itself. We are seeing that there is a very strong support. Now, I don't know if you can see that column on the right hand side. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit, then you can see. There we go. Maybe that's more helpful. So as you can see, Bitcoin has dipped 4% and Floki has dipped 5%. Now, usually Floki being such a smaller coin than Bitcoin, you would expect it to dip way harder when Bitcoin dips, and you would expect it to moon way harder if Bitcoin goes to the moon as well. Now, with the downside, however, we're seeing that it actually mimics the drop of Bitcoin quite closely. I think that means that there isn't much more room on the downside for Floki much more. So looking at the Floki chart, we can actually see much or to see how far back it dates, but I was looking at the Doge Elon Musk chart itself, and opening up the Doge Elon Musk chart, which has been around the platform for a little bit longer and available on KuCoin as well, I can see that there is a massive support forming with the lows that were set in October 2021, and that low is a very strong one. Now, if we see Bitcoin crack below that 30k mark into the mid 20,000s, which is totally possible to do, because one of the patterns that we're seeing right now is that Bitcoin likes to explore this really interesting region, which obviously is this region between the green and the red lines there. I think the green line is basically a 1,000-day SMA and a 1,400-day SMA. And those regions have been very interesting regions. So if we look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we actually have been seeing the price action crack either around that or below that as well, to actually then recycle a moon cycle to come in. So we've seen the price action within those two regions have been very good regions for you to buy in, although we do see some price action that falls well below that red line as well. So I think in the exploration of these ranges, Bitcoin can dip either within or well below that region. Obviously, if it goes, the bottom range of that region is around 23,000. So if Bitcoin does get down to the 25,000, just like Doge Elon Musk right now, if we look at Doge Elon Musk on the 4-hour chart, I think we may be able to crack below that level, and then entering into the next line of support, which will come down to that 2 level there, which means that Floki has a potential further downside. Although if you wanted to dollar cost average and increase your position now just for a little bit, just so that you can take shorter profits, I think that could be something that could be looked at. But we do want to see Bitcoin capitulate at around that $25,000 mark, mid to late 20,000s, so that we can actually see some worthwhile positions to enter into for Floki. As you know, I've been dollar cost averaging from when it actually broke support. That's the strategy, that's the name of the game with these marketing based coins. So make sure you keep an eye out on the price action so that you can find better opportunities to enter. And of course, better opportunities are when the price action is falling, not when the price action is rising. Of course, we don't want to invest into things like Luna when it did like 99% in one day or anything like that. But I think with the amount of viewership and followership that we're seeing with Floki, definitely this is a coin that you and I should be focusing on, not necessarily buying it with all your money or anything like that. Of course, everything carries risk, but it's something that we definitely should be focusing on, getting ready for the next moon cycle for Bitcoin. And of course, if you haven't done so, make sure you go sign up to BitGet and make sure you start trading on there. If you want to learn how to do copy trading, I make a lot of series on that as well. Those are some really good ways to lock in some profits in this very boring sideways market. Make sure you risk money that you can only afford to lose. Go check out the link in the description for the sign up on BitGet and other amazing exchanges. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.